Right, Campbell's comments here in beautiful Werribee for the Victorian Reining Horse Association Derby, I suppose. Is that the right way of talking?
Yeah, the state show championships. So it's not. It is the Derby or Derby, whatever you like to call it. That's the main event. So that'll be run on Saturday night, the final of that.
David Norbury joins me, firstly. Welcome to Campbell's comments, and thank you very much for giving me 5 minutes of your time, because it is busy for you.
Yeah, it's been great. I've got 4 horses in the first event, so I've done 3 already, and it's been quite successful on those, and I've got 1 horse to go, so yeah.
I spoke to David Nash there before, and about the importance of this show. It's a very, very important show on the Reining Horse Association.
Well, it is, yeah. It's our state show, so other than a national show, it's it's our biggest show that we do here, other than the national one. So yeah, very important. You get a very good quality of horses here, and also horsemen and women. So yeah, and it's good because we get to see each other's horses going around. We can look at different techniques, swap around different training techniques, and it's always great to watch and see.
I love opening people's ideas to things, and you're actually, it's there on the back there, training stables. You are a full-time trainer, so you
Correct.
actually run clinics and you train people and the likes. And yourself and Collie were just saying to me then that there's gradings of people in the reining. So there's professionals like yourself who make a living out of it, training other people, but it's also tailored for the hobbyist or the person that just wants to come in as a novice.
And that's why reining has grown so much over the years, and that because they have the beginner classes, they have the green rider, green as grass, the rookie riders. It's just fantastic.
The green as grass?
Yeah,
it
just caters for everyone. So, you're not, I remember when I first started, everyone was just thrown into a pool and you're competing against professional riders, and it just wasn't fair. So, and that, as I said, that's the reason the reining has the numbers have just increased so much because of those classes where they get the beginners in, which is just wonderful. So, and that being said, you want to get these guys out of green as grass, out of beginner. You want them to go up the ranks in that and get into the non-pro classes. The longer they're staying in the lower classes, it means they're not improving. So it gives you a bit of a gauge.
The smile on your face there tells me that you want this, you're a bit like David Nash. You want it to grow, you enjoy seeing it grow. I would imagine a little bit of it is like, well, these young bucks coming up, they make it harder for an old bloke like to compete.
Did you call me an old bloke?
Yeah, but it's okay. You're in good company. Don't worry about that. But you know what I mean? Like, so these young guys coming through, probably takes a little bit of the comfort zone, I suppose, that you once had, like now, because it is getting harder and harder every year.
Absolutely, Paul. Yeah, without a doubt, because they're developing new techniques, learning new stuff, and it's really important, guys of my vintage, we keep up with the new techniques, and that's something that I like about the sport, that it's always changing, always changing. I also train for other events too. I do English riding, I do other Western events as well, so I have a pretty big program of horses that I train for.
I was recently at Tamworth for the camp draft for Nutrien and the likes, and it's opened my eyes up to a whole different gamut, I suppose, of horse disciplines, if you like. And the level, I suppose, of professionalism, but also fun. I think from a person that's come from a racing point of view, the amount of fun that you guys are able to have in this industry, it's just brilliant.
I love the sport because of the camaraderie you have with people. You see all your friends and that. We socialise. Last night, for instance, there was a big party there, and it was all very tame, I must say. But at the end of the day, once we're in that arena, we're competing against each other, trying to get the best score that we can. The other thing too with the reining is that you can compete against yourself. So if you're getting, say, a 68 score, for instance, your next score's a 69 or a 70, then that's fantastic. So you can compete against yourself. It's not about winning the whole class, about you getting better in the events you're doing.
And I think that's key. That's, again, back to the camp drafters, they were the same. They want exactly what you said. They want young people coming through and pushing and getting harder and harder. Yeah. The flip side of it is it gets harder and harder to get into competitions and that, but that's where everyone has to continually lift their bar. You said there that you do train. One of the things I said to David Nash about people being able to get in touch with people to understand the discipline, but also to be able to get involved in it. Are they able to contact, say, yourself?
Absolutely.
And you, even if you can't help them, you can steer them in a direction?
I do that a lot. I get a lot of calls, a lot of stuff over social media, and that people just ask me questions. My website's davidnorbury.com.au, so you can get onto that as well. It's another way of contacting me. And just follow the links through and contact
Follow
the links, and I'm happy to help anyone with their horses or any sort of training techniques. And, I don't charge for that sort of thing. Advice is free, so, yeah.
Yeah, and the fun. You've got 4 horses competing. How have you been going so far?
Yeah, good. I've shown 3 so far. One of them's currently leading. I think there's about 54 horses in this class. So
long wait.
It's a long wait, yeah, because you're listening to all the scores and that. But what will be will be. So I'm just happy the way the horses have performed. I'd be really annoyed if they maybe got a 140 and I wasn't happy with their run. That would be very disappointing. So it's all about how that horse goes, and the placings will be what they are.
And confidence level with this bloke?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's won some stuff for me. He's very competitive. He's also a nice-looking horse, a nice-looking paint horse, very attractive in the show ring. So once he walks into the show ring, the judges are going, well, hopefully, nice-looking horse, and you're already up the top there. So then you've just got to go through and do your manoeuvres and so forth.
And I think that's one of the good things about it. Like paint horses are accepted, coloured paint. Plain bays, it doesn't actually matter. All the horses,
yeah, that's right.
And they're picked on their performance, but also how they do look and presentation, I suppose,
Absolutely,
is key.
Yeah. So that, I like to think there's no racism within the horse industry, as far as horses go. Like a good horse is a good horse at the end of the day, regardless of what breed it is. You
keep things pretty simple. Calm Performer, I believe, is a product that you've used all the way through by Barastoc.
I can't remember when it first came out, but I feed my horses very simply. They get oat and chaff, loosened chaff, and Calm Performer. Now, if they're losing weight or got too much weight on them, the Calm Performer is the only thing that I go up or down with. I don't feel a need for additives. I'm not against having additives in my horse's feed. A lot of the owners will provide additives, but generally I don't include any sort of additives in that. The horses are always healthy. I'd never have any problems with them.
David, thank you very much, mate. I'll let you go because I don't want to hold you up for much longer, and I think I've got a touch of hay fever. The eyes have gone, but thank you for giving me a bit of time.
I thought you were crying about my interview.
A bit of insight. I thought you were crying because I picked on your age. I mean, don't worry, you're in a steam company, and you got the same sort of haircut.
So
we're going okay. We don't need those big cowboy
hats.
We're
good-looking roosters, aren't we?
We're even getting fox whistles behind. So, Dave, thank you very much. Good luck. Hopefully you'll win.
Thanks, Paul.
I'm going to be back in a year's time. Don't worry about that.
Wonderful. Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, mate.